For more on luxury auto sales in China, I spoke with Sarah Shelton. She's an automotive journalist with U.S. News and World Report, and I asked her why Rolls-Royce stands out in China.
Last year, in fact, they had their record year with a 43% increase. And part of what is fueling their growth is that the shoppers that are actually buying Rolls-Royces, they are a little bit insulated from the slowdown that's affecting a lot of other shoppers. These shoppers, the super luxury shoppers, they're looking for something that is hand-built, that is different from the rest, and certainly that comes with its own prestige.
So a whole nother level here that we're talking about. We know that a slowing global economy has car companies revising their targets for this year, but what is their outlook for luxury cars in general for China?
China actually is on the other end of the spectrum than most other automakers. Rolls-Royce and some others are expecting to have another great year in 2019 for China. Porsche, last year they sold more cars in China than in the U.S. They're hoping to do the same again this year. And not all the automakers are having quite as much luck. Jaguar Land Rover, unfortunately, they had a 22% downturn last year. But that's not so much tied to the economy as it is tied to some quality issues that the brands are having.
We just saw Tesla open a factory in China. Audi, Jaguar, Porsche, you mentioned a moment ago, they're all working on electric crossovers. Do you think that's the future for car buyers in China, electric luxury?
I do, and when we look at what Chinese automakers, the domestic automakers are doing, they're not focusing so much on traditional luxury vehicles as much as they are on electric vehicles, new energy vehicles with a luxury slant. And so I think that that's what we're going to expect to see from the Chinese automakers and expect to continue to see new age vehicles, new energy vehicles continue to increase in the country as well.
Can you name any Chinese car companies that are currently working on a luxury line to cater to this growing domestic market?
Well, there are a couple that come to mind. One of the biggest ones that's in the news, unfortunately, is still on shaky ground. You know, China has some links with Faraday Future, which is getting built here in the States. We're still hopeful that we're going to see something from Faraday Future, but the outlook isn't as good for them. But then there are a few others that are continuing. There aren't many in the luxury realm. Most of the Chinese automakers making new energy vehicles are sticking more with affordable prices at the moment.